and Amanda always online. Grab your headphones, it's review time. Music's the love and niche divine. Laughs and insights mixed like wine. Every strong and every beat. They analyze, they can't be beat. Tune in on the socials meet. Join the fun and take your seat. If music's your thing, come along. Hear Amanda sing her song. Chris brings the notes all day long. Together they make us strong.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Chris and Amanda's Song Swap Showdown. Choo-choo, choo-choo. How are you? How is everyone doing today? Good morning. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning. Listen, every time I hear that song, the new entry song with those quarters drop, it's such a treat. Like, I hope everybody likes this song as much as we do. Randall, thanks again for making it. I can't believe we've done the show for so many years without that song.
I know. It's crazy.
So good.
It's absolutely crazy. Well, first of all, I want to welcome everybody who is watching us live right now and also listening live over on Radio Garden State. I am Chris, one of two of your outstanding hosts for today as we guide you through our musical journey of swapping songs with each other. And I am joined by Miss Amanda Sharp, that girl.
Good morning.
And together we each swap 3 songs each with one another each and every week with songs that we may or may not have heard before based on a theme that is chosen by spinning the wheel of themes at the end of every single episode. We rate the songs on a scale of 1 to 5 records, with 1 being a hard pass of a song. Skip it. Skip it good. Skip it good. I know, that's the next song. Skip it good. All the way up to 5 records, which we deem to be, that's right, heavenly music to our ears. That is a 5-record Eternity playlist tune, a song that we can never get sick of hearing, no matter how many times we hear it. That's a 5-record tune.
Absolutely.
That's a 5-record. And, we don't, people may say that we're a little liberal sometimes with our 5 records, but, when we like something, we like something.
It's, we, no different than you can't control your 5 records. We can't control what we think are 5 records.
Correct. It's very subjective.
It is.
But it is based on a lot of data inside of our heads. Checking all the right boxes.
Yeah, I mean, if only you could see inside our heads. But everybody's heads are like that. We all get drawn or dislike songs for different reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. That happens a lot.
For sure.
A lot. And I may be accused of being too soft on you, as I've heard from others, especially last week. I listened back to the show, man. I took a beating last week. I got berated by Tony for sure.
Not from me.
Of course not from you.
I was enjoying
the
good ratings, the good record ratings.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you did a little bit, but that's what, that's what Tony.
That's right. That's what Tony does. I'm used to it.
Relationship, decades of friendship.
It's been doing it since high school. Nothing has changed. Yeah. So for those of you that are just tuning in for the first time, obviously, as we do the show live, people can comment, play along with us, razz us. And last week, my buddy Tony, he's been listening to the show since we started 4 years ago, and checks in whenever he can. And he was definitely giving me the business last week for being too soft with my ratings to Amanda, because Amanda seems to be very cutthroat and ruthless when it comes to like 1 record or 2 records. But he says I go soft on you. So all right, duly noted. But I give an objective opinion based on data and fact, not to be cunning and ruthless like other people we know who side with the wolf in the 3 Little Pigs story, as we learned last week too. So if you missed last week's episode, which was all songs about animals, go back, watch that on the audio feed or on YouTube.
It further concerns people about myself.
It does. Absolutely. It does.
Okay. It's okay. You are safe. on that side of the screen.
You are safe on that side of the screen. So, hey, so speaking of which, if you are watching us on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button wherever you're watching us, as well as the little bell so that you get notified every single time we go live, which is every Monday at 8:15 a.m. right here on Facebook, YouTube, and Radio Garden State. So for those of you listening, make sure you follow Radio Garden State over on Instagram at Radio Garden State, of course, Facebook and X, Twitter at RGS Radio NJ. And of course, you could follow Song Swap Showdown on all platforms. We are everywhere. We are present. We are ever dropping content. So follow us over on Instagram at Song Swap Showdown. Also our website, songswapshowdown.com, for all kinds of info and cool things. And if you'd like the show and you'd like to support us, please think about joining our Patreon account, where we do drop exclusive content made just for our Patreon members, like a weekly audio program where I go over new music. Sometimes I string together all the song suggestions that we've gotten for that week too, so that way those songs are not left unheard, because man, our audience does a great job giving us song suggestions, and this week is no different. So we will get into some of those. But Amanda, before we go any further today, if you haven't seen the title of today's show, what are we talking about today? What kind of songs are we swapping? What is the theme?
We are swapping, because the wheel spoke and we listen, songs about mystery, suspicion, all that type of stuff. I was going to go in Amanda fashion, very, very serial killerish this week. But in light of the current events, I was like, I'll just go basic mystery.
Should tone it back.
I toned it back because it seemed appropriate to do.
Yeah. I hear you. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, listen, it was this week's show was pretty fun to try to find video songs for.
Yeah.
And a lot of times too, like the songs you think are mystery, and then you listen to the lyrics and like, I don't know if this is really a mystery. I mean, obviously mystery can be a metaphor for a lot of things, which I think for a lot of our songs that we did pick with each other, mystery is used as a metaphor as opposed to actually like solving a crime.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I think like a couple of my songs, or at least one of them, is definitely more about solving crime. So I was trying to find things too that were like unsolved. Like I was just trying to mix it up, and there's a lot of, and then like we got some suggestions for like spy stuff, like, you know, like Secret Agent Man. That was a recommendation. I know Tony, I think, recommended Secret Agent Skin from Murphy's Law, which is a hilarious tune. But like, you know, you really get on that, try to like what qualifies as a song about mystery, you know, and it becomes actually pretty broad. And the cool thing I found too, which now I'm like, I save these playlists, even though I didn't bring them on to the show. There was like really cool playlists of like 60s and 70s and 80s, like detective movie, like people like putting like together soundtracks and things. And I was like, this is really cool.
I will say, one of the most difficult things about preparing for this show when I decided to just go mystery, just mystery, like there are so many instrumental things that go along with mystery. So you would go through, ooh, this sounds great. And then it's just instrumental, which I love because I'm in my jazz era. But but I don't want to bore our audience by doing that. But, you know, even like the Pink Panther, there's so many starting TV show songs, theme songs that are very mystery-like, and even James Bond. And there's a lot that we could have went. So to find mystery-ish or suspicious songs with lyrics, there's a little bit of a chance because there's so much out there that's just musical, which I loved. Yeah. Two of yours are definitely crime solved. Well, one for sure, but one is it plays off of that nicely. Where I found. And I'm going to have to ask ChatGPT this.
The ever reliable ChatGPT.
The ever reliable ChatGPT. When you go into looking for songs like this, it's amazing how many men sing love songs about women being mysterious.
I mean, listen, first of all, they're correct. Because women are absolutely mysterious creatures. Who it boggles the mind how you guys work. It's a mystery to men.
Because when women are singing songs about men, oftentimes I feel like it's about a breakup or revenge or something of that nature. Where
here's a very unpopular statement that I'm going to make for men. Okay, guys, because
we're going to clip this out too. This
you
part
can clip this out.
I'm feeling good about it.
Here's a statement.
Okay.
I think Women are very hard to figure out, and it is a complete mystery. While I don't think it's very hard to figure men out at all. I feel like men, we are very predictable in many ways, and not that hard to figure out. Whereas women, I listen, it truly is men are from Mars, women are from Venus, right? That's
the truth?
I think that is 100% the truth, and which is also why we work so well together. You know,
sure.
if that's as a species, as a human species, we
complement each other.
We do, and I think we definitely need each other. But I feel like I feel like women are a complete mystery, and I feel like. That's just I think it's I don't know what it is. It's the energy. It's the wavelength. I don't know. It just is.
So fellow men out there who are tuned in and listening, do you agree with Chris Baglio's thoughts on women are just mysterious and tremendously hard to figure out? I mean, I don't know what about my serial killer board that you put up every week would indicate that I'm hard to figure out. I mean, it makes so much sense when I look at it. I mean, it doesn't do that for men. Does that look confusing to men?
Because this is how I feel. No, listen, is it confusing? Yeah, I just feel like, but I also feel like this is part of the fun of, men and women, is men trying to figure out women constantly, and men and women just sitting back and laughing, go, look how cute he is trying to figure this out. Look at him. I'm going to let him keep working on it. I'm not going to tell him exactly what I want. I just want you to keep trying to figure it out. That's the game. That's the game.
He wrote a love song about me. What more do I want? Based on my mystery.
Exactly. So there you go. There you have it. So I think that, listen, men will only write songs about pretty much, I'm going to say two things. About a love for a partner, whoever your love is pointed to. So that's one. And number two is pretty much about food and drinks.
And if it's in the country genre,
about dogs. Both. Yeah, and about dogs. So you can put the dogs in there too, and then but it's like that's kind of it. I mean, or all the places they visited, which usually is because of a woman or a significant other or partner or something. So
most likely the food and drink is tied to a woman.
Correct. So there you go. I mean, it's all. Whereas I think women have an unlimited amount of things that they will write songs about, and it'll still be mysterious to men. Yeah.
Well, and I think all of my songs prove that point today.
Yeah. So I think this will be a really fun show as we begin to dive into our tunes. Dave Mattingly checking with Good Morning Musical Murderers.
Good morning. Ooh, I like that title today.
Man, we gotta we say this all the time, but we have to catalog all of Dave's his quotes. We should just put them all on our shirts or just, I don't know. Somehow I feel like we just gotta somehow use all these because Dave puts in so much hard work. So we gotta do. So of course, Dave and Ian. Who is our friend from Australia, checking in with, I would say it's a mystery why this show hasn't been picked up by every radio station throughout the world.
Ian, thank you. But it's been picked up in enough places that we found you, and we're so happy you're here every Monday morning with us.
That's right.
Evening for you.
Yeah, evening for you. And we're so glad to be here on Radio Garden State. So, but yeah, thank you so much for saying that, Ian. He's saying, being from Australia, I've chosen to view this theme upside down by choosing songs that are a complete mystery to me, how they became hits.
Genius.
Wow.
That's a really good spin, Ian.
That is a great spin, Ian. I like that.
I like that.
And let's see. And just one more here. Oh, Dave was in reference to me being soft on Amanda. He said, "Go for the throat, Chris," by Dave Mattingly. And also, as far as Amanda siding with the wolf and the three little pigs, those pigs had it coming, Dave says.
What? Yes. And give me the bacon.
Yeah. And one more here for me. And nothing wrong with a good instrumental. I could listen to Tommy Emmanuel play guitar all day. Oh, yeah. I mean, I love instrumental music. So I absolutely love it. So for everybody else watching live, once again, please feel free to play along. As we go through our songs today, let us know how you would rate them on a scale of 1 to 5 records if you agree or disagree with our ratings. Let's dive into our first tune today on our theme of songs about mystery. I don't have a sound effect for that. Mystery. Who's going first this week?
I feel like I've hogged it the last couple times.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give it to you.
Alrighty. So your first song to me this week should be of no surprise for longtime listeners of the show. Because if there's two things you need to know about Amanda, it's one, that she makes really good sourdough.
This is true. This is true. Not to brag, but
which
this
I've
is
yet
true.
to ever have, because you live like a billion miles away from me.
I know.
And number two, she's a huge Elvis fan.
I love him.
Elvis aficionado. Despite what they have said on YouTube, calling you a poser because of your top 10 list of Elvis songs.
Thank you for the algorithm bump, but how dare they?
How dare they?
How dare they?
She has the CDs to prove it.
Absolutely.
She's been to Graceland. She's done all the Elvis-y things.
And my child, my one and only sweet baby, who's almost 18, was born on Elvis's birthday. And I arrived at the hospital with an Elvis diaper bag. I mean, what more Elvis do you need?
Yeah, how much more Elvis proof do you need? She has the receipts, Elvis
All
fandom.
the receipts.
Got the receipts. Leave Amanda alone.
And
when it comes to Elvis fandom.
What I like about this song is the version that I gave you to listen to and rate is different than the original recording. And I want to play them both together when it comes time, because I think you're going to see it's going to be why my list is definitely different than the commercialized top 10 Elvis list. There's a distinct difference of sound and energy.
Right.
And this song in particular, it's a really good example, because he continued to play this for decades. And I love this version so much.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about this version, because this, of course, the version. So once again, the song is called Mystery Train. Let's just back it up. So it's Elvis Mystery Train. And the version you gave me to listen to, Elvis and Dick Bogart, because this was sort of like it's Mystery Train with Tiger Man. So it's a kind of a montage.
Nice interweb, yeah.
Right. And this is off of the Today, Elvis Today live. I guess, is every song on here live, or is just that song live?
I think all of them are.
Okay.
And Elvis Live is a whole different energy too, which I love.
Right, which we've talked about before. And I've actually liked that. Every time you've given me songs from that version, that Elvis Live, I've actually liked. And so this was released in 1975. So getting close. This is the later stage of Elvis, the jumpsuits, the Vegas Elvis.
Oh, yeah.
Where we have talked about this before. Feeling like Elvis's singing, though, was a little bit better. Right? We've talked about this before, that you felt like Elvis was a little bit of a better, maybe stronger singer back in those, in the later years as opposed to the earlier years?
I think he's just so much more confident in his singing and in control of how he's singing, what he's singing. Where in the beginning, I think they made him stay within a very, very specific lane and don't go out, because the world wasn't quite ready for him. And so his later years, that was gone. That filter was no longer there. And so I think he got to perform and sing the way I think he sang with his body in his later years. And I feel like you can hear it compared to the originals.
Okay.
In the earlier stuff,
All right. Yeah, absolutely. And I thought that this song, because I actually hadn't heard this song, Mystery Train. I wasn't an Elvis song I was too familiar with. Now, I'd like to ask you, because you are the Elvis expert on the show, and not a poser, but when we were doing our top 10 list,
this is not on it.
This is not on the list. Is it anywhere in the top 20, or is this just because it fit today's theme?
I think it's because it fit today's theme, but it probably is in the top 30. And I know that seems like that's criticizing this, but when you have a catalog as big as Elvis Presley, I mean, 30 songs is even putting a dent into his whole song list. So top 30 is still a wonderful place to nestle.
Yeah, wonderful place to nestle. Now, and this one was not in any of the movies. Am I correct about that?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, because I was doing a little research and it didn't come up. But according to songfacts.com, which is where I got some information about this song, because I didn't know anything about it, and songfacts.com, we even though we don't know them, we'll call them friends.
Yeah.
because they're basically like a third member of the show, even though they don't sponsor they don't
have a
sponsor the
clue.
show or know that we exist. But
And I want to say, when we say every week, but we'd love them to be a sponsor, it is not that we haven't tried to get them as sponsors.
We have tried
reached out to them
multiple times, and they're just like, whatever. Like, there's just no response. It's just no response.
They're like, no,
yeah,
we pass. Next person, please.
But that's okay. We still use them as a resource, and we cite our references here. We do. All right. So according to songfacts.com, Mystery Train was written and originally recorded by Junior Parker in 1953 for San Phillips' Sun Records. Parker was a renowned blues musician from Memphis who is best known for this song. He was known more for his singing rather than for his guitar playing, and never achieved popularity of players like Buddy Guy or B.B. King. Parker was 39, just 39, when he died in 1971 of a brain tumor. Elvis recorded the most famous version of the song, also on Sun Records, in 1955. His version was ranked number 77 on Rolling Stone's 500 greatest songs of all time, and is his best known song that was never a hit. It was released as a B-side of "I Forget to Remember to Forget." Wow, what a title!
I forgot to remember you. It's a struggle for a lot of people.
Yeah, I forgot to remember to forget. Wow, and other artists to cover this song include Bruce Springsteen, Paul Simon, Ricky Nelson, Tom Fogerty, and The Doors. So I got to be honest with you, I did not know any of this about this song. I can't even remember hearing this song in any form. Actually, it's just completely has flown under my radar.
And I would say, obviously, we weren't necessarily alive and listening to the radio when this would have been
right.
So I don't know how well played this was on the radio whatsoever. But it is a staple on any Elvis collection CD or record. It has its place.
Right.
And I think it's, especially with me loving his older years, it seems to always be on there somewhere. And I just enjoy it. It's got a lot of energy to it. But you either like Elvis or you don't, right?
I think there's that, but I also do feel like people do like eras of Elvis. Like I definitely cherry pick things of Elvis that I like and things that I'm just kind of like, this doesn't hit me, you know. And I've always said I kind of prefer some of the later year Elvis stuff. I don't know, it does have an energy. Definitely like the comeback special stuff is great. I think that he sounds great, and the musicianship. It's just that's a very legendary, you know, program, so to speak, of that great comeback. I can only imagine going back and watching that and like back in the day. It's like the comeback special, and he's like in all the outfits and the black leather. It's just like looking so cool.
Yeah, like really debuting like who you feel you are.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Not who the studios tell you to be.
Yeah, it was very bold for him, and it definitely paid off. Paid off. Bold strategy, Cotton. So I also feel like too, and this is the one more thing before we do play the song, was that at number 77 on 500 greatest songs of all time. That's a pretty darn good rank, man.
It's nothing. His legacy, the way it's interwoven into so much of pop culture and music all around, is just so amazing how big that thumbprint is.
Yeah, so Elvis fans, we'd love to hear from you. Where do you rank Mystery Train on your scale of Elvis tunes? If you're a really big Elvis fan or a casual Elvis fan, does Mystery Train even make your list? We'd love to hear from you guys. Let us know. So let's listen to this version of the. So you want me to let's listen to the version you gave me first, and then you want to listen to the original 55 version.
Yep, and then we might have to go back to this version again just to kind of.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, everyone. Buckle up.
Buckle up, everybody. All right. So let's listen to a little bit.
Just
here.
Look at him.
I know.
Just look at him.
Would you just look at him? All right, here we are. So here's a little bit of Mystery Train / Tiger Man. So a little bit of a montage there off of the live version.
But this next song is really serious.
It's really serious. God, I love him.
It's really serious.
Train I ride, 16 coaches long.
That's very fast too. That shuffle.
Train I ride, 16 coaches long.
He was hopped up on some mountain too, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I got my baby and go.
Let go.
Yeah, the horn with the being a train.
coming on round the bend. Well, it's taking my baby, it ain't gonna do it again. Why you there?
The guitar playing always. Elvis always surrounds us with the best musicians. The best of the
He
best.
really showcased them too.
Yeah. All right. So that's a little bit of Mystery Train by the one and only Elvis Presley.
Yes.
Off of the Today Legacy Edition. Look at the look, man. For those of you watching the video version, we have up the album, on Spotify here, the album cover, and you could just see the front cover of Today, and Elvis with the white jumpsuit, yellow or gold scarf.
The scarf that he would give to the girls in the crowd.
Looking very Elvis. Just all the majesty
All that's missing
and
from
manliness of Elvis.
all that's missing from my collection is a scarf of Elvis.
That's it. Well, maybe you'll get that one day.
Maybe
A fan here, somebody of our audience will be very nice to send it your way.
Someone's granny might have had it. I mean, just even look at the difference of the covers, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
so yeah, I'll get that up. So yeah, Mystery Train. Yeah, so the original 1955 or it says 59, but it was released in 55 as we just because he released his record on Sun Records. So, but yeah, I mean, look, yeah, this is like Elvis, like GI Elvis almost.
This.
Yeah. But yeah, the two pictures below here is like, here's baby Elvis, and then,
the very polished, this is what you need to look like, Elvis. And then his longer hair, he
can do whatever he wants then.
He can do whatever he wants, is right.
Yeah, he's Elvis. He proves himself. So, all right. So now here's the original version, I would assume, because based on the date here, of Mystery Train. So here's the same song, but studio version. Wherever that is. There it is. Lots slower.
Train I ride, 16 coaches long.
It's still good.
But still good and still raw.
Train I ride,
Like raw recording. I mean,
16
it's 50s, but
coaches long.
doesn't sound overproduced.
Well, that long black train got my baby and gone.
Even the singings, everything's just faster in the live version. Even the way he sings it, the phrasing's a little different, right?
The personality is just not in this version. It's good.
Coming around, baby. Well, it took my baby, but it never will again.
So, all right. So that's a little bit then of the studio version of Mystery Train.
Yeah, and so he definitely adapted the sound of the first version that I gave you later in his years, and that's what he would continuously perform, that energy. And I feel like, again, that's the great representation of why my top 10 does not include very many early Elvis stuff versus the end of years for Elvis.
And Ian is checking in with saying what confirming what we were talking about, which is, I believe it was released as the B-side to I Forget to Remember to Forget. You would be correct. Song Facts confirmed that. And Dave is saying Elvis's scarf has remained an elusive mystery to Amanda.
I mean, just like, why a scarf? Think of something so simple. Like someone had the idea, I'm going to put a scarf on you. Or he said, I'm going to have a scarf on you. And that's what I'm going to give the ladies. That's
it. Ian's checking in with saying it reminds me of Crazy Train by the Waves, one of my favorite bands. There you go. And this song too reminds me a bit of the classic song that's been covered, I mean, for ad nauseum by tons of bands, including, and not this song in particular, but Train Kept a Rollin'. Do you know Train Kept a Rollin' all night long? Train kept the rolling. You know that one?
Well, I thought I did until you sang it. So
don't go by me singing it because I'm
not
horrible.
sure if it's the singing. You're not.
All right, so let me play a little bit of Train Kept the Rolling, and I'm gonna do the Yardbirds version of this, just because that's one of my favorite versions of this song. Let me get that up. Let me cue that up real quick because
cue that
just because when you sent me this song, this is what I had thought maybe.
Okay.
This could be that, but then it turned out I just thought, oh well, is this the same song, like just as a different title or something? So I wasn't sure. So I'm just trying to get that queued up here because
while you're doing that, I'm gonna ask
just
Ian
freaked out.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna ask Ian and Dave. Do you guys have a preference, the older version or the latest version, that newer version? Which, if you had to choose, which would you choose? Not that either one are huge Elvis fans, but
yeah. So this song. So yeah, let me play this real quick because I think you might know this one. So here is "Train Kept a Rollin'." This is the Yardbirds version.
Okay.
You know how much we love the Yardbirds. Love the Yardbirds. No, not the same song, but when you initially gave it to me, I thought maybe.
I feel like there's such a hot mess.
Why? Yeah, I'm like, what is like? I think there might be some reason. I think there's like two things playing at once.
It sounds like a hot mess right now.
It does sound like a hot mess. I'm like, why is like things?
We broke Spotify. So if
we broke Spotify
issues today. It's the Song Swap Showdown. We did something.
Yeah, but anyway, there's a version of that. Let me see if I can.
The version that isn't crazy, but that's what you thought.
Yeah, forgot it. So something's going on. There seems like there's two versions of that song playing. But so Aerosmith did a version of this too.
Oh.
So yeah. So let me play the Aerosmith version because this is the version I think more people associate with. Although I do like the Yardbirds version just because it's even more raw. But but here's just for comparison. So, but this song's been covered by everybody. Led Zeppelin did his version of this, like live. Yeah.
I met a dame. She rather handsome, but kind of looked the same. She was pretty from New York City. I'm walking down that old fair lane. I'm in love, but just couldn't tell her so. I said the train kept rolling all night long.
Train kept rolling
all night long. Train kept rolling all night long. Train kept rolling all night long with a heel and a hoe, but I just couldn't tell her so.
So that's Train Kept a Rolling. So this is why when I first gave me that song, that was what I went to. And that song was originally, Train Kept a Rolling was originally done back in I think it was like a big band because the Yardbirds were the first to do a cover of it before, but it was, here it is, written by Tiny Bradshaw, Howard Kay, and Louis Mann. The song was originally performed by Tiny Bradshaw's big band in 1951.
Okay.
And then Johnny Burnett recorded a rock version in 56, and the Yardbirds popularized the song with their rendition in 65, and then Aerosmith covered it in 74, often playing it as their encore. So, and I've seen Aerosmith a couple times, and they do usually close with that one. So just to bring it back to Mystery Train from Elvis, I had thought maybe this was like...
that. Well...
But very similar, though.
And, well, you're not probably wrong because that recording of both, the early recordings were both 50. Yeah. So your ear is probably picking up the similarities, even though they're two different songs.
Right.
But both songs about women.
Yeah, exactly. So I know we spent a long time on this song already. But, whenever we have Elvis on the show, it always gets into a deep discussion. So, all right, so listen, where am I going to rate this Mystery Train by Elvis on a scale of 1 to 5 records? Didn't know any, like I said, going into this, didn't know the song, didn't know anything about the song. I love how you're smiling already because you're like, but I actually enjoyed the song. I thought it was kind of cool. So it was kind of cool to like hear a different Elvis song that I guess people consider to be a really popular Elvis tune that didn't make my radar. I didn't know it was there. So I would probably put this at a 3.3.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I don't know at this point if I would I don't know if I would choose to put this on from an Elvis standpoint, but it's on my radar now.
What if you had to choose a playlist, one of your many playlists to put this on?
Right.
Where would you put it? Like summer?
I don't know if it would be on the summer one. It may just kind of be on like sort of like the I sort of have like a little bit of like a garage rock rockabilly kind of thing going on. So I may throw it on that playlist.
Okay. I think
for sure.
That's a good place for it.
And Train Kept the Rolling I have on like sort of just a hanging out rocking playlist. I may actually throw it on that too, because it may actually complement being in that. But I think I like and I will say I think I prefer the live version. So the version you gave me is the version that I actually prefer more. And now I think I would bump it up to a 3.4 records.
Okay, I'll take that extra
I think I would bump it up to 3.4 records, the live version.
The live version?
Versus the studio version. I think would nestle in nicely.
I think I like that. I think that, and so I think you preferring the newer version, we have Dave Medley also saying he prefers the later version as well, and Ian saying the newer version too. So all four of us weighing in at this moment are all talking about the newer version seems to be the winner. So if you're not an Elvis fan, listen to some of his like newer stuff, and you might become one.
Yep. Absolutely. And then Dave is always saying next week train songs.
Not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea. We have to add that to the list. I think
Ian's saying, I think Chris has more playlists than his NFL team.
You want to be wrong after that disaster of a performance. Being a New York Giants fan is hard.
It's okay. Hey, it's
hard right now. It was nice when we were winning Super Bowls, but you know.
There you go. Opposite. It's been hard to be a Lions fan up until the last couple years. They've looked better, but they'll always be the same old Lions. Come at me if you want, people, but it's the truth.
Well, hopefully the fortunes will change this season.
Probably not, because it's Lions. I want it for them, but it's also the Lions. Like it's just the way it is.
Poor Lions.
Poor Lions is right. All right. All right, so thank you for my 3.4 record rating.
You are welcome.
I appreciate that. So let's go into your first song to me,
That's
which
right.
is mystery based as well. Mystery by Dio.
That is correct.
And so what I found most interesting about this song when I was looking, and this is according to metalinjection.net is where I got this particular information from, but he did not like this song.
No, he did not like that song.
He thought it was too poppy.
Yeah.
Which, when I listen to it, I don't hear it as poppy as a non-metal type of person. So I don't necessarily like hear that and go, oh, it's so poppy. But I guess from his standpoint, I could see. And he didn't want his fans to think that like he sold out for good sales or whatever. But the rest of the band seemed to really like this song. So he gave in and he did it. And incidentally, I think I kind of like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's funny too to hear him like that interview when he did it, whenever that interview was in metal. Because I found the same article too, and I was like, oh, really? Because Jimmy Bain, who I think was a really great songwriter with Dio, great collaborator with Dio, especially on those early records. Because one of the things that was really interesting with the Dio documentary, which I highly recommend going out and watching that, even if you're not a fan of Dio, but you're just a fan of great storytelling of creatives. Dio had quite a life and quite a career. And when this record came out, Holy Diver, Last in Line, he was basically broke in the sense of like he had gotten let go from Black Sabbath or quit, however you want to see it, and he had never been a solo artist in that way. He'd always been part of a band with Richie Blackmore's Rainbow, so he had built up some cred, but as a solo artist he didn't really have that yet. And so I mean, essentially he like bankrolled this first record, and really they sunk their life savings. Him and his wife were right to the very end, but partners and everything. And it's a really amazing story of how he basically, really bet on himself, like 100% bet on himself. And if this flopped, it was like, probably be done or something. So it was crazy. The first two records, The Last in Line and Holy Diver, were like essential for Dio to really get out there and get over on rock and metal audiences and, you know, keep a career going, which then he did. And thank God it worked. But yeah, it was, it's a real, and I'm condensing the story big time, but watch the documentary, because even from his early days when he was like, you know, singing in like doo-wop groups and things like that, like he has a fascinating history, Ronnie James Dio. A really, really great history. So I find it funny that for a guy who, you know, he wanted to be rock because of the image, and the song is really good, but it's definitely a radio friendly, commercial when you put it up against the rest of that record. But I also feel like it works because it stands out as like a pop song, you know. It works. It works really well. It's almost like kind of refreshing when it does come on the record, when it's sequenced and you hear Mystery come on. It's like, wow, you know, there's like all these like kind of fast rockers and all that, and then it's like, this is like a fun tune that, like, you know, maybe not his most beloved, but I, as a fan, I've always liked Mystery a lot. And, you know, people, you know, back in the day, he was part of the whole satanic panic stuff, like, oh, he's a devil worshiper and all that. He uses, and this is like, no, but his lyrics are really about like mystery and mythology and legends, and then also stuff about believing yourself and like positive, like mental attitude stuff, like
you've
affirmations.
Always said that.
And that's the thing. It's like, he used to be like, are you kidding me? Like Rainbow in the Dark's like shining out, being different, like being who you are, like embracing it. And it's like, oh, he's a devil worshiper. And I'm like, you guys even listening to these lyrics? Like, this is all about like self-empowerment. So anyway, I can go on and on. I love Dio. Obviously I'm a big Dio fan, and it's still a giant hole, I think, in a rock community that he's not here. So once again, he had died of stomach cancer. He ignored the signs. Let this be a warning. All men, anybody, get checked, get your colonoscopies, do it. Do not put it off. It's important. You know, it's unfortunate. A great guy like that let it go, and you know, he could have prevented it. So that's my little PSA of the day.
Well, and think about that. A man who bet on himself 100% didn't take care of himself.
He ignored the signs. He could have been saved.
It's sad. So heed the warning, everyone. Heed the warning.
Heed the warning. Don't ignore your body.
Which we all do. Don't do it.
Yeah. Mark Ronick checking in with hi Ian, happy Monday, and of course good morning, and our great friend Mark Ronick. Thank you. Good morning, buddy. Great to see you. Great to see you. And Dave coming in, Rainbow Dark is my favorite from Dio. You are unique and special, but no one can see it. Exactly. Exactly. What a message. So great. Powerful song.
Well, speaking of this powerful song, let's give our listeners a little taste of it for those who have not heard it before, but Mystery by Dio, or give them who have listened to it before and like it a little taste of it.
Yeah.
Walk them down memory lane.
This is a fun rocker. It's a fun rocker.
I like how I always go straight to the shoulder box and you do drums.
I love the keyboard in it.
Hey, can you hear me? Can you see? There's a storm on the edge of the sky. Does it matter? Well, it does to me, and I can tell you why. You know, when the thunder,
Love the chorus in this song.
but it don't always follow the rules, no. And is the wise man always right? No, he can play the fool. It's always a mystery, not what it seems to be. It's always a mystery, just like you and me.
See?
Always a mystery.
Always a woman.
Always a mystery, just like you and me. I don't know why this works. It just does. Yeah, I love that. We are lightning, we are flames. The lyrics are great in this. I don't care what Dio thinks. That's a great song, Dio. Ronnie James Dio was a great song. I know it wasn't your favorite, but man, it cranks. I feel good when I hear that song.
You know, and I gotta admit, I kind of do too.
Right. If you feel good, like you're like, hey.
It doesn't make my ears bleed, which is something I use during season 1 for anyone who's new listening. I use that phrase a ton because, listen, both of our music palettes have been cleansed and expanded. We've added a lot of seasoning to the songs we listen to. So this would have been one that really pushed my limits as a listener in season 1.
Okay.
But into season 4 now, I mean, I just feel like it's got some good energy. It does get you moving. I feel like this would be a good driving song,
Right.
on a road trip. You know,
It
that
is
when you're
definitely.
needing that extra boost of energy to get you to go those extra miles. It's a good little song, and it checks the boxes of the mystery that we're hitting on today. So where do I rate this song?
Where do you rate Mystery by Dio?
Where do I rate Mystery by Dio? You know, I feel like this, I've pondered where to put this on a playlist outside of the Song Swap Showdown, because it's always there. If anyone wants all of our songs, they're nestled right in our Spotify Song Swap Showdown 2024 playlist. It's over 10 hours for this season, and we're not even close to being done. It's a great playlist. Go check it out. But so where would I put it on my playlist? That's where I struggle.
Okay.
My working through life playlist. I have my Halloween, my Christmas, my jazzes, my work, like the store music, chill music. So I don't know where I put this. So maybe I need a new playlist, right?
Maybe it's time for a new playlist. How about
what's
songs
that
that songs that make you feel good?
Or I don't know, like that. It's a struggle for me. So I need to
Amanda's
find...
rockin' playlist.
People will be like, thumbs down.
Yeah.
This is on her rockin' playlist.
Songs that nestle me.
Sold. Songs that nestle me. And then it'll start out with Mystery by Dio. People will be like, what?
Wait, what?
What? Huh? I just feel hugged when I listen to this one.
Right. It just nestles me so well.
I feel seen. All right, so I think that settles it. It's going on the Songs That Nestle Me playlist. And for that reason, I'm going to give it a 3.5. I actually like it.
All right, good.
I like it.
I'm glad you enjoyed the song. I was actually very much hoping you would enjoy this song, because I'm like, I think this song's great. It makes me feel good. It always makes me smile. I love when it comes on the radio, and it's on multiple playlists for me. I'll play it in a bar too, on a jukebox. I'll be like, it'll be like, oh, Mystery. It's, like you get people like, oh, I forgot about that song. Like it's one of those songs you just kind of forget is really good, because it's actually like the 7th single released off that record. And and it was, so it was like the end of the album cycle, but it is a really great radio rocker, man. It's a
radio rocker. I like that one.
It's a steadfast and true tune.
And where is Dio from?
So Dio is actually from Jersey, New York area.
Oh,
I think he actually grew up in New York. He was a huge Yankees, huge New York Giants fan. He was a New York Rangers fan. Big sports fan, actually. Huge sports fan. Yeah. He kind of grew up in the New York area, but played in Jersey, like, because he was doo-wop stuff. So his first band was like a 50s doo-wop thing, and kind of played like all the legendary places back in the day. I'm telling you, he's got a fascinating history. Watch the documentary, because
you'll have to link
storytelling wise. It's a wonderful story.
You'll have to put the name of the documentary in the show notes so people remember to go.
And also, too, what's striking about that too is the love him and his wife, the partnership they've had, still have. I mean, even in his death, like, that's the other part of it, is like the story, the relationship of him and his wife and family, and like it's very much at the centerpiece of a lot of this too, which I think is also what makes. It's not just about the guy, like, hey, the singer, the rock and roll guy. It's also like, it's a very, like, I like that they kind of really made it this whole, the story of him and his wife, and like how she helped him. Like, it's just great. It's a wonderful story.
You know what I'm going to say that it sounds like?
What?
Ozzy and Sharon.
Which is also another member of Black Sabbath. Coincidence?
Sharon. I love me some Ozzy.
You love your some Ozzy. Yes. Oh my gosh.
All right. So 3.5 records From me to you.
All right.
Mystery by Dio.
All right. Excellent. Well, very, very good. Thank you so much. And once again, I want to welcome everybody who may be just tuning in now to the show, whether you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube or listening to us on RadioGardenState.com. Thank you all so much for joining us. You're listening to Song Swap Showdown or watching Song Swap Showdown. And today we are talking about songs that have to do with mystery. That's what we're swapping. And so far, we've done Mystery Train by Elvis, and we just did Dio by Mystery. And now, or Mystery by Dio. Although that would be a fun thing. There's a band called Mystery, and they called it Dio. How funny would that be?
Fun of a song would that be?
That would be good.
That'd be very good. Dio.
The Mystery of Dio. The Mystery of Dio. And
That's the
I
song
want to
right there.
take a quick moment to say thank you to our Patreon members, our beautiful, beautiful Patreon members, Amy White, Mark Ronick, Dave Mattingly, Mr. Ian from Australia, and Johnny Beyond and the back of the Cereal Box crew. Thank you so much for your support of this show by joining our Patreon. You could join our Patreon as well if you'd like to support the show by using the link in the description. You could head over to patreon.com/Song Swap Showdown. Or if you're watching, you could actually scan that QR code on the screen. You see our little virtual record shop that Amanda and I broadcast from every single Monday, our record store. So right there, you can scan the QR code and be taken right to our Patreon site. And honestly, you can join for as low as $1.50 and you'll get access to all kinds of exclusive content, such as more videos, audio, I guess programs, feeds, I don't know what audio shows that I do where I play music, stuff that's maybe left over from this, where our wonderful community has shared their suggestions, and just some new music that was released that week as well. So please feel free to join us over there. We would love you forever and ever and ever if you would do that. We love you already, but we love you just a little bit more.
The support is just, we are so great. Like every person that shows up on Monday mornings and is live with us, our Patreons, it means so much. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ian's saying, love me some Aussie. Thanks, Amanda. So, you want to do the song suggestions that we got and then move into song twos? Okay.
Sure.
All right. So let's do this real quick and then we'll move into our second song. So as happens every week, and we'd love to hear from you guys too. So once again, if you've got more song suggestions, let us know as we're going live here. We'll be happy to read them out or drop them over in Facebook. But Dave Mattingly, the VP of the VIPs, checking in once again with his song picks for Amanda and I. And he's also got song picks for Ian too. So he is saying my mystery songs for Chris this week: Amy X Newberg, Life Stepped In, The Primitives with Noose, and Tricky. Ooh, good one. Murder Weapon. Tricky's a good, that's a good deep one, man. Thank you for the Tricky tune. All right, and then his mystery songs for Amanda this week: The Decemberists, The Mariner's Revenge, Estill C. Ball, Pretty Polly, as I cough, and NXS Spy of Love, which I'm going to be honest with you, Amanda and Dave, is that my first version of my list had NXS's Mystify on here.
Ooh.
And I was going to put it on, and I just said, I don't know if I was really torn. I was on the fence with Mystify would make the cut, because I felt like it was more like how we were doing our spellbinding, which I think we've done before.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I feel like it fits into another category.
Maybe
Then after I reread the lyrics, I was like, I don't know. Yeah, it feels more like that side. So I took it off the list. But I forgot about Spy of Love. And so that is a great pick, Dave. Great pick. And now his picks for Ian, Mr. Ian from Australia. My mystery songs for Ian: Electric Boys, Married in a Mystery World, Robert Earl Keen, I Gotta Go, and Thompson Twins, We Are Detective. Good one. Good
Such
picks.
Eclectic playlist from Dave every single week.
Absolutely. And of course, Ian was saying he's picked songs this week that, just to reiterate, goes, I've chosen to view this theme upside down because he's from Australia by choosing songs that are a complete mystery to me on how they became hits.
Which, such a great spin.
So here's his picks for Amanda and I. Amanda, Strawberry Kisses by Nikki Webster, which was a number 2. He has no idea. It's a mystery.
I like that he put the numbers in there.
Yep. Chris, Mona by Craig
McLachlan?
McLachlan, maybe?
I'm like, McLachlan.
Sorry. So Midwest.
Sorry,
I love
Craig.
it. I love you. You're so Midwest. McLachlan, I think, with number 3. And he goes, and Dave, Jukebox in Serbia by Skyhooks, number 1. So these are songs that it's a mystery to Ian how they became
I can't wait to listen to them and see if I agree with you, Ian.
Yeah. So for anybody else, if you have any other song suggestions for us, please let us know as the show goes along. Once again, today's theme, songs about mystery. So that leads me into the number 2 song that you have swapped with me this week. I need to understand how this came on your radar because I got a feeling I know you're in your jazz instrumental phase right now of just instrumental music.
Yeah.
So was this a song that you found doing research for this, or was it already in your repertoire? And the song we're talking about real quick, just to put that in perspective, it's called Mystery by Jacob Mathews and Macon Connors.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which very hard to find a lot of info on this, but Amanda, I gotta know, how did this come on your radar?
So this did go. I found it on my research. Absolutely found it on my research, but it kind of hit the 50% jazz, 50% lyrics.
Right.
So I didn't throw just 100% like instrumental on the list. And I'm as intrigued by what you're going to say about this because I don't even know where I stand on this song. So I want to talk through this song as a whole team here, as a whole show.
All right.
What do we feel about it? Because I'm intrigued by it, but I don't know what that means for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can you
right.
feel that when you listen to it? Do you?
I do.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I do. And I tried to do some research on, and it wasn't a lot of research. So, I mean, it wasn't a lot that came up. So so Jacob Mathews, he's an artist. I don't think he's
Canadian.
I don't think
artist.
He's Canadian artist. Not sure if he's necessarily signed or just producing his own music on his own. It's
hard to say. And he's a little older. Not older, but he's not like a baby.
No. So, and then this song in particular, I don't even know much.
It was
couldn't
hard.
find much on him. But he is on Instagram. He's on Spotify.
He's got a lot of things on Spotify.
Yep, he's on TikTok. He's got a YouTube channel. But yeah, it's not like he has a whole website or anything like that. So there just isn't a ton of information about him out there. I mean, I'm sure if I dug really deeper, but there isn't a lot.
No, we both gave it a good effort and we both have the same conclusion there, which is interesting. But as well as this song, it's interesting to me, which kind of went in line with mystery. This song is mysterious to me.
It's a mystery to Amanda.
Yeah. So let's play a little bit.
All right, let's play this is Jacob Mathews and Macon Connors with Mystery. See, the other thing too is that threw me off with this cover, and
I know, and I think, if I'm being honest, I kind of fell in love with the cover, possibly more than the song. And I don't know, I'm so a little obsessed with this, but I don't know why. More's coming, everyone, I promise. Then you get some 80s sound going on.
Yeah, it's some 80s-esque stuff.
This could be at the end of Pretty in Pink.
I was at first I thought it was all instrumental.
She's a mystery.
And then that comes in.
You hear the vocal.
Can't wrap my head around it.
It does have a very 80s.
When she turns to me.
Could this have been a never-ending story?
I feel like I am flying. I'm falling so hard. I don't know when I hit. Why would she set me apart? Whoa.
And real quick, I just want to say too, the other thing that threw me off with this, and it threw Amanda off, is just to go back to the record cover. So if you're watching the video version of this right now, you'll see because we have it up. But it's literally looks like a very, it's a black and white photo of a guy dressed in very, country garb, cowboy hat. And I always thought, oh, maybe this is this is a country tune. And now it's not. But yet, does it have a country influence to it?
I don't know the answers.
Yeah.
I feel like it's such a modge podge of sound to me that I don't know where it lands.
Yeah. So here, I'll keep playing a little bit more here. There's also something very Twin Peaks about this to me too.
Cowbell could start coming in and I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised by anything that they would throw into the song at this point.
She's a mystery.
Yeah.
Lyrics are
Her
very basic.
kindness is so blinding. When she smiles at me, I think she must be lying. I'm falling so hard. I don't know when I'll hit. Why would she set me apart? Whoa.
All right.
Whoa. I really what a
Whoa.
random whoa.
Yeah.
I don't know what to. I dig this song, but for reasons unknown.
So yeah, it is a mystery as to why you like this song. So I think that's the mystery there. That's
Yeah.
mystery number one. Mystery number two is the artist seems to be elusive a bit.
Yeah.
Jacob Mathews. I mean, listen, he's got an Instagram account, but it's only got like 4 posts up there, and one of them is a baby Yoda. FYI.
I'm not surprised, Chris. This is so interesting to me. I don't know what to say about this artist, the song.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting song. So here's my first take on it. I thought it was going to be an instrumental. It does have this 80s weirdness to it, which makes it like it could have been in like The Neverending Story or like maybe in Labyrinth or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know, or just some kind of offbeat, like offshoot 80s film that never really had a big theatrical release and maybe went right to VHS.
Sure,
went right to home video.
Yeah.
And so they somehow got this song in there. My father's checking in and says, actually bringing sounds like Flock of Seagulls. There you go. Flock of Seagulls. And I run so far. That it does have some flock. That's a good assessment, actually. So
yeah,
I
chill.
will, yeah, but I don't know. There was something about his delivery that's a little like, I don't know if he means to sound deadpan. Like,
underwhelming.
It's very just one note, and I'm like, I just don't, and I don't know if that's on purpose or if that's just the way he sings. But it just seemed a little bland on that side.
She's a mystery. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little bland. But then I like the music. It's a
mysterious combo.
The whole thing is a mystery. And maybe to Ian's point, it's a mystery how those songs became. It's not saying that this song's a hit, but there's an aura around this song. So listen, right now where I'm at with it is I don't think it moves me either way. I don't know if I would choose to play it, but I'm not quite sure I would skip it.
You're where I'm at.
Yeah. I did feel like the song was a little long though, even though it's 3 minutes and 52 seconds. And I started feeling like listening to it that I'm like, okay, I kind of had enough mystery. Case solved. I don't know.
Maybe this girl the song's about is a really boring girl, and that was all that could happen.
I don't know. So I kind of got the then maybe this should be over by now, and it still kept going. And I'm like, how long is this song? So I don't know. I think I'm gonna give it a 2.8 at this point.
Okay.
Because I don't hate it.
And honestly, I'm okay.
But I'm not sure I 100% dig it yet. It's like there. It's there. It's like it's a song that exists. It's there.
I'm not offended by any scoring on this song because I found
You're not married to it.
No, but I found myself oddly attracted to it.
It has that something that that unlocks the nostalgia in there somewhere. I think that there's a nostalgia play. It unlocks some kind of core memory, but I don't know what.
But
it's all a mystery.
Know what it is,
right? Because it's a mystery.
It's a mystery.
Maybe I should be grading it higher because it's actually the complete song feels like a mystery. Why does this strangely work, but yet not?
That's why I really needed to bring it to you the whole show today because there was something so intriguing yet odd about it. So I received your 2.8. I'm not offended. I'm thankful you guys helped me work through this song a little bit, and I'm gonna put it on a playlist. I'm just not sure which one. Now I need a mystery playlist.
Well, it's on our Song Swap Showdown playlist on Spotify. So what say all of you? let us know. We'd love to hear from you in the comments, or once again, even on Spotify. If you're listening on Spotify, once it goes up on Spotify, there's a whole comments thing. You guys could drop. So we'd love to hear from you, like about all these songs, but this one in particular. Do you like it? Do you not dig it? I don't know. How do you feel? How do you feel about? Help us work through it. So working through life playlist, working through songs about life playlist.
Ooh, that's a good one too. That's a good new playlist. All right, moving on to your second song to me, which is "Watching the Detective" by Elvis Costello. What an interesting artist. Let's just focus on that from the River in Reverse to My Aim Is True. Like his albums. And how different they sound, like complete different artists. The way he's not afraid to take on a challenge or sound different, or he has no niche.
No, he's just a musician who loves music and is not afraid to tackle different genres. He just makes music he wants to make, how he's feeling at the time, and he's earned that because he's Elvis Costello, and he can pretty much do anything. He could sing the phone book. I mean,
truly, and I feel like he meets a friend and he says, "Oh, we're going to record something together." And that's what that album ends up being. Like, it's as simple as that. Because his history and catalog are
massive,
enormous. The amount of records this man has. And I love that he's a risk taker. And this song to me is no different. I think what a song. I didn't know this song.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you did, because it is one that they, played in the 80s, for sure.
I didn't even know this record, if I'm being honest.
I mean, it charted number 15 in the UK and released in 1977, this record, or this song in particular. And as the story goes, Elvis Costello wrote Watching the Detectives after an all-night bout of listening to The Clash's debut album, The Clash, which, by the way, should be in everybody's record catalog. Just own the first Clash record. Do yourself a favor. That's a must. But he heard it listening to The Clash on headphones, which explains the reggae influence, which a lot of the English-based bands, British bands from the 70s, got very involved in reggae and really incorporate. I mean, listen to the Police. I mean, not at all. So fortified by drinking an entire jar of instant coffee, he stayed awake for 36 hours. Costello told Q Magazine in August 2013, "Why do you think this song is so jerky? I drank a lot of coffee."
That story was fantastic.
Yeah.
The whole story behind this song is good. And man, is this cute.
Yeah, it's always been one of my favorite Elvis Costello songs off of the My Aim Is True record. And this was actually, the song has had different B-sides on the single release. In the UK, 2 live tracks for Blame It on Kane and Mystery Dance. And in the US, the song Allison, which everybody knows Allison, which was the second single off this record. This song is it's just fun to listen to, and it's got like all the detective images in it, total gumshoe, pulpy kind of stuff.
But I love the reggae influence in this. I love reggae. So I as soon as I started this one, I instantly was captivated. This is a cute, fun song, and the lyrics are good. Yeah,
they are good. All right, so let's play a little bit of for those of you that don't know this song by Elvis Costello. This is Watching the Detectives. I love his delivery in this too. His just vocal delivery in this is great. Like classic Elvis Costello.
Longer intro, but I'm not even mad about it.
No, and it's like that, very detective-y. It's like a very noir-y feel. So, all right. So that was Washing the Detectives, a little bit of that by Elvis Costello off of the My Aim is True album. Yeah, I was like, this song was when we picked this theme last week, I was like, instantly is the first song that popped in my head was I'm putting Watching the Detectives on the playlist. Like that is 100% one of the 3 songs I was swapping with you. And then I was like trying to figure out the other 2, but I was like, this one had remained a constant on my list all week long as I kind of like kept shuffling around and what was I going to give you? So, but yeah, this was one, and I wasn't sure if you'd heard it or not. I really did. I was like, I don't know, maybe she's heard it.
And I've heard a lot of his stuff. It's you have to live under a rock to not know his stuff. Or
I believe so.
I mean, what a long career he's had.
Yeah.
I mean, just amazing. So I like this song. I think the sound is really good. The lyrics are cute. It just feels good. It feels. I kind of could have this right on a playlist, right, with Mystery by Dio.
Right. There you go.
Just kind of that bopping through, getting through the day type of song. So, I mean, I don't have much more to say about that song except for that. And for that, I'm giving it a 4.2.
Wow, 4.2. 4.2 records for Elvis Costello, Washing the Detectives. Holy, I like that. I like that. Much higher rating than I thought that I would get from you for this song.
It probably, if it wasn't reggae influenced, I probably would have been knocked down a little bit, but I love me some reggae.
And Ian is saying it was probably his biggest hit in Australia.
That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, listen, My Aim is True record is I mean, he's written so many classic records, but that record in particular is front to back, great record. Great record.
And I truly, again, I don't think I knew that existed. So I need to listen to the entire thing.
You really should. It's a fabulous record. It really is from front to back. Great record. So, all right. So just to recap where we're at, everybody, we've gone through each of our 2 songs, 2 out of our 3 songs. That was, we just did Elvis Costello, Watching Detectives. I gave that to Amanda. She rated a 4.2 records. And then my first song to her was Dio, Mystery, and she gave that 3.5 records. Her first song to me today was Elvis with Mystery Train, the live version, which I gave 3.4 records on. Had never heard that song before, so that was to me it was a treat. I think it's an interesting tune. I like that live version better. I like that live version better. And then your second song, was Jacob Mathews with Macon Connors. That's how it's listed. And the song is Mystery, which we deem to be a mystery all around, but I gave it a 2.8 records at this point.
Which I ain't angry about. Let's remember that. Like it was like I brought it to the table for conversation.
Yeah. You brought it to the table for conversation. Not married to the song. It was more of a conversation starter. That's right. Gotcha.
It's like at Stranger Things when Hopper gets to the place and he's like, mornings are for coffee and contemplation. That's what we were doing with that song.
That's what we're doing with that song.
Coffee and contemplation.
All right. And Ian is saying Elvis Costello, he's married to jazz musician Diana Krall.
Interesting.
That is true. That's a true story. All right. So now we're moving into our third songs. First of all, thank you everybody for hanging out. If you are just joining us, welcome to the show. This is Song Swap Showdown. Amanda and I are here every Monday at 8:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Facebook, YouTube, and of course, Radio Garden State. Make sure you keep it tuned here all day to Radio Garden State. If you're a Radio Garden State listener, we got lots of programming here all day. Directly after our show today, we've got Behind the Counter with the Food Czar at 10:15 a.m. So keep it tuned here. Lots of shows all day long on Radio Garden State. All right. Our third and final songs of each other.
Yes. And this is a good transition from Elvis's song to the song I gave you.
The song you gave me, which is J Boog, Mystery, off of the Backyard Boogie record. All right, Amanda. How did this song come onto your playlist this week?
This also was just in searching mystery.
Okay.
And I was going down the list. And when I clicked on this one, I said, oh my, this is so great. Yeah,
so J Boog is a real name Jerry. Jerry I can't. I'm sorry.
J
I'm gonna
Boog
butcher.
is much
Yeah,
simpler.
but he is an American Samoan reggae singer and songwriter. He's released 3 albums that have reached the top 10 in Billboard reggae albums. With his debut, Hear Me Roar in 2007, and Backyard Boogie, which is the song we're going to be from the record we'll be talking about there, 2011, and Wash House Ting in 2016, both reached #1 on the reggae albums chart. He was born in Long Beach, California, and grew up near Compton with 6 siblings in a Samoan American family.
I tell you, I love doing this show every week because you're either giving me songs I don't know or I'm finding songs myself that I don't know. And this one, I had never heard of J Boog before. Had you?
I had not. And, I listen to reggae, but I wouldn't say I know a ton of the reggae artists beyond some of the obviously Bob Marley and,
Of course.
the legends, right? The legacy artists. But I'm always happy when you give me reggae because then I go, ooh, this is cool. I hadn't heard this music before, which is one of the fun parts of doing the show.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, oh, this is something I can add to my repertoire of reggae artists that I've been collecting as I listen. I go, oh, that's really cool. Let me add this. So I enjoyed this song. I really enjoyed this song. And I felt that the lyrics too, I wanted to because, in some of it, it's like he's fast a little bit. So I was like, oh, let me break down the lyrics. But I mean, it's kind of a very simple thing of the mystery of being together type of a thing, and but how he's kind of seeing things when he drinks, like the mystery girl he sees, it's like he drinks and.
Well, in the thing, so this song, I always, every episode we say Marcus. But basically, it's about, this man doesn't know why he loves this woman so much. Yeah,
exactly. He doesn't know why he loves her. So it's a mystery. So it's like a mystery is why they're together. But then at first I was like, my baby, she's a mystery. She only loved me when she tipsy. So when we're sipping on Tennessee whiskey, that's the only time that I feel like she missed me. And when I'm sober again, she dissed me.
And I can't say I do that to Marcus, but it's a mystery of, he can't leave her. He can't leave her.
Yeah. So all right, so let's play a bit of this because I'd love to see what you guys all think of this song as we play it. So if you're into some reggae stuff, I thought the song was fun though. I liked the wordplay.
Mystery by J Boog.
Instantly in a mood.
Yeah.
This is Amanda and Pressed Rose, just like.
I know. Use my hammer.
Never knew a girl that made me feel the way you do. I remember talking it up until the morning dew. And never knew that this can get so far. Love to lick it up from the top back of yard. Can't get over all the little things that you do. That special kind of rapping make me wind up the mood, boy. Whoa, girl, you done did it now. About to flip it up and break your body down. She's a mystery. She only love me when she's tipsy. When we sipping on Tennessee whiskey. That's the only time that I feel like she missed me. And when she's sober again, she a diss. Sober, acting like she don't wanna come over. Pulling in me driveway in a Rover. Driving me so crazy like a chauffeur. Then she stopped it up and back on me shoulder. All I was in love until she came up on the scene. Now infatuation got me feeling like a fiend. Staying up late, waiting all night long. Can't wait to see your face walking through my door. Now what the hell is up there's a change in your attitude? Need some serious help and sign up for Counter 2. Why?
There you go. Hopefully need some serious help and sign up for Council 2. Hopefully the storm gets calm, sirens wail out, did they ever come around? It's just like... it's just the song is just very cheeky with the lyrics. I just think it's very good. There's a lot of good wordplay in this song. The lyrics I think definitely make this one. I mean the delivery is great. He's got a great voice. I love the vibe. I mean you can't help it, but it's like the lyrics are really fun.
They are cheeky, and the delivery, the cadence of how he's singing it. It's I really enjoyed it, and I'm so glad I stumbled across him because I'm anxious to get down and follow him on all the other stuff.
Yeah, so I really did enjoy this song. I thought it was very nice, and I thought it was a nice way to sort of bookend your playlist to me this week. So I would give this a 3.9 records.
Okay.
I would not skip this. I would choose to listen to this again, and I will be adding this to my reggae playlist.
Nice. So J Boog, thank you.
So yeah, J Boog. But that was Mystery once again. So, and for all these listening, if you do want to hear any of these songs, Amanda and I have curated this entire season, as we do every year. As we start the new season of the show, we make a playlist of every single song that we talk about here on the show. So you can hear this one right now. Song Swap Showdown 2024 playlist. Check it out. It's on Spotify. It's also link in the notes and QR code and all that. So, and I think you can get it through our website as well. But yeah, all the songs are there if you ever want to go back and be like, what was that song? Oh, it's right there.
We forget that we have a website.
I know. We always forget we have a website. It's like it exists to have a website.
Yeah. I forgot until you just said that. I was like, oh yeah, we got one of them.
That's right. Songswapshowdown.com. We have a website.
Feel free to go check it out. You'll see it all the stuff that we do here though. So,
right. And also don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Follow the show wherever you get podcasts. And of course, keep it tuned to Radio Garden State.
That helps us out tremendously. When you subscribe, like, comment, all the things, huge help to us.
It really does. It makes a big, big difference. Believe me.
It does. All right. So Chris's third and final song to me was Buried Alive by Senses Fail. What a neat song.
Yeah, I thought that you might like the lyrics of this song. I feel like it would speak to you. And there's a lot of great, like, background about, lead singer Buddy and his influences and stuff. And I once saw him do an interview too where he was talking about like he big X-Files fan, big Twin Peaks fan, like, and then CSI stuff. So it's it's sort of like all those things that he loves watching on TV, and basically wrote a song about all the different mysteries and stuff.
Yeah, because it's so, by the title, Buried Alive, and then you got to uncover the lie. And based on all the shows that you just referenced, the Law and Orders, that if you dig deep enough, you're going to find out who the killer is, who the perpetrator is.
That's right. Yeah. So it was like, it's fun to like listen to. It's the whole story. It's like this whole, trying to, uncover the murder mystery. And that's why I think it's a fun song, and especially for the time too. Like, this band, I guess, is considered, I'm actually going to go see them with my friend Meg in November. We're going to see them with, and there's a big Jersey band. These guys are a Jersey band, are playing with another Jersey band, Saves the Day. And these guys were back in the scene in the day when it was sort of like what you can call like, emo stuff at its height, whatever you want to call it. But that's, and this is off that first record that the first full length record that they did, Let It Unfold You, in 2004. 2004. That's crazy. I didn't even think this was 10 years old. 10 years already.
And 20.
Yeah, 20 years. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. Thank you. I'm stuck in a time warp, guys.
I still feel like the 80s were 20 years ago, so I'm right there with you. But one of my notes that I wrote down was, it is so funny how the sound of a song, like that sound, that signature sound, transports you back decades. It can just take you, no different than 80s music does that, where this took me back to that late 90s, early 2000s sound. And it's a fun sound, even though it wasn't always my sound. Yeah. But it's really bookmarks a time in my life where I can go, oh, I hung around with these people during that time. I worked here at that time. Right. It's very easy. So while I had not heard this song, the sound of the song took me back. But what a fun, clever, neat song. It's, if I was more talented to songwrite, something that I would have liked to write.
Wow, that's interesting. I like to hear that. I really wasn't sure how you would respond to the song. I knew you would like the lyrics, but overall, I didn't know how else you'd respond to it, because I know it's more, it's the punkier sound of things. A little, it's got some edge to it,
but not overwhelming. I mean, I guess for me, because I was familiar with that sound, from that time period, it wasn't. I mean, it's not like an offensive sound by any means. It's just so.
It's not offensive. I'm not offended.
It's so signature
Right. Yeah. No, it 100% is. I mean, it's like, a lot of the bands, a lot of music coming around that time had that sound, that like post-hardcore, post-punk, pop punk, pop punk with breakdowns. That's what how we've said a lot of the other, like easy core. Like it's sort of in that whole emo, that whole vein of bands that were coming out at the time, MySpace bands, like but that's true, that's sort of what it is. And I love it too, because these guys are from Jersey, man. Jersey during this time period. I mean, of course, New Jersey, we have a whole radio station here dedicated to music in New Jersey, radiogardenState.com. So make sure you keep it tuned for all those Jersey bands. But in all honesty, like we've always had, New Jersey always been fertile ground for musicians. I mean, as well as your area, Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah.
But during this time, we just had a lot of these bands break. Them, My Chemical Romance. It's like, Thursday. I mean, a list is endless. It could go on and on with all the great bands that kind of popped in the early 2000s around this time with that sound.
Let's break down like geographically, like what you just said though.
Mm-hmm.
So Jersey being like that breeding ground for talent.
Yeah.
Why is that some areas, is it just the resources and the people there around influence them and like encourage them? Because you just see these hot spots and it's not like, yes, of course people sometimes move to those places to get discovered, but it's really, I mean, these people have been born and raised in the roots of that area. And how do some spots just create more talent than others?
I think it has to do with sometimes sections and areas. Like when you look at New Jersey in particular, like we had a lot of hotbed spots for music. Places like Newark, New Jersey, of course, the shore, like Asbury Park, right? We talk tons of artists we play in the show, Asbury Park, all the shore, Wildwood, the doo-wop capital of the world, essentially, like, and then of course our connection with New York, and so it's like a lot of this, like, and then you have the Philly area of things, and so I think it's just sort of like that migration of like Philly, all the different cities in New Jersey, our proximity to New York, and even and then Boston. So it's like, it all sort of like, when you look at all the bands that play it, it's just kind of up and down this whole like train of like, all the way Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York, Jersey, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Like, it's just sort of like this whole, and I just feel like it's just everybody kind of being inspired by all the things that came before, all the legendary artists. But I think when it comes to like, places like Detroit, like what the states they touch and the music that comes up, from the South and all that. Like, I just feel like for some reason there's certain pockets and cities that when bands start going, it just creates an entire culture and subculture.
Yeah.
And before you know it, it feels like fertile ground, like Seattle. Like Seattle was all of a sudden, Los Angeles. Like some of these places become just hotbeds at a certain point where it's, record executives are flocking because one band broke out of that scene. So now they're going to sign every other artist or promote. And I feel like these music scenes, I mean, even when we did our specialty shows, the one we did with Dominic this year.
Yeah.
Like that was a whole scene in a whole area in a whole town, Memphis, like, that, and all the Stax Records stuff, like it just happens. And I think New Jersey just has had a very good track record of having great cultures that have produced bands that have musicians that have broke out and hitting mainstream. Like, and that legacy goes on. And like all cities across the United States, those legacies carry through,
It's fascinating. So keep creating, everyone. Keep creating.
That's right. So senses fail. Let's play a little bit of Buried Alive right here.
Let's hear a little.
Yeah. For those of you that have never heard it, may not be everybody's cup of tea, but it is a fun song. The video too for this. We should watch the music video together because you'll have a good time watching the music video. It's very fun.
Very good.
Yeah. It's all right. let's just talk about that real quick. So the mystery. He goes, digs up her body, brings it back to his house so he can perform basically forensics on it to help solve this case.
All right. Under normal circumstances, that would sound creepy.
It would sound creepy, but
sometimes you got to get to the bottom of the crime.
Yeah, it goes, so let's play Dr. Babe. We'll operate today. Incisions must be made. You can help solve this case for me.
I mean, would I want my case to be solved? Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Would you be for Marcus digging up your body to perform his own forensics?
Sure.
It doesn't matter at that point, right?
If he finds the killer, sure.
The killer will be brought to justice.
That's right. That's right. That's more important than my dead body's feelings.
Right. All right, well, listen to a little bit more of
I
this.
headed downtown to share what I found. It's not a suicide, it's a crime. I have a witness, it's clearly evident. There had to be someone else present at the time of death. Poison's in stomach. How could she pull it if she's dead? So let's play Dr. Babe. We'll operate today. Incisions must be made. You could help solve this case. We need a scalpel now. Under what lights you lay. We got to hurry up before the flesh decays.
Yeah, so we have to watch this video because I think you'll really get a kick out of a music video. It's fun to watch, and it's a fun song. I mean, it is creepy and out of context. And Dave saying, to quote Amanda, under normal circumstances, digging up your girlfriend's corpse would be creepy.
But but if it's for a reason, it's for the greater good.
I've suspected foul play, and I'm going to solve the case.
And I suspect, okay, PSA to our listeners, don't do this because I think it's a crime. I don't think you're allowed to dig up a person's body.
No.
So don't do it, even though I said sometimes it's necessary.
Even if you suspect foul play.
I do think you need a court order to do it.
You absolutely do.
So, the things that come out of my mouth, and I love how Dave typically quotes them out for me.
Dave is the Song Swap Showdown historian here. He keeps all the quotes.
Yes, I mean, it would normally
4 years of evidence of Amanda's trial one day. It's like, what, me? It's like, we have 4 years of show evidence.
I was thinking about this week when I was doing my research and preparation. I said, my gosh, I'm going to have to play every single show when they have a search history in court someday. Like, well, on this date you did it, but I'll go, but our show was about this. So it makes sense.
Our show, it was in the themes. Let's don't take it out of context.
Yes, it was the theme of the show. Go listen to it, and I have like an alibi.
Yeah, that's right.
So if I do any crimes, it needs to be the week of.
Right, it needs to be the week of the show theme.
So now anything beyond today, any crime beyond today would not be my alibi.
Right.
It had been last week.
Yeah.
It
makes sense.
That.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, we just workshopped that idea. So all right, there you go.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I guess I gotta rate this stuff.
Yeah. So how are you rating our final song of today?
Our final song. This one's fun, and so I'm not gonna probably I'm not gonna put this one on. I'm not gonna skip it. But it's not my favorite. But I'm gonna give it a 3.8.
Okay. All right. Yeah. 3 point. I think
not bad.
That's actually a lot higher than I thought you would do it. To be honest,
I dig the lyrics. Musically, it's in this spot, but when you add the lyrics and the creativity and I enjoy where the conception of this song came from, I think that's a lot of fun. So it deserves a 3.8, which makes you the winner this week.
I have one Song Swap Showdown this week.
You have. So Tony, Chris was not easy on me this week, and I was not the winner.
Yeah, I gave it 2.8, but I think it was all very fair. I think all my ratings. So just to recap our ratings for today's show, by the way. So 3.8. So I'll go on the songs that I gave to Amanda.
Yep.
So I gave Amanda Census Fail, Buried Alive, which we just did, 3.8 records. Did
Watching the Detective.
Right, Watching the Detectives, 4. Oh wait, sorry, I'm doing this wrong. So
I give you here.
let's sorry, redo.
Well, Chris gave me this week Mystery by Dio, and I gave that one a 3.5. Watching the Detective by Elvis Costello, I rated it a 4.2. Really dug that. And then Buried Alive by Census. What is it again?
Census Fail.
I was like, Earl? Did I write Earl down? I gave it 3.
Census Earl.
This is Earl. Doesn't that just take everything? That totally changes the tone of the band.
That's a different band. That was a side project.
If this was Census Fail and they wrote the song Buried Alive, it would be that they like got caught, they tripped and ended up in the coffin themselves. Like it would be a much nerdier song than Buried Alive. So those scores made Chris the winner.
Yes. And so my scores for Amanda's songs were
okay, Mystery Train.
Mystery Train, thank you.
You gave me 3.4.
I give up today.
Then Mystery by Jacob Mathews and Macon Connors, you gave me a 2.8.
I do have it written down, by the way.
Which the 2.8 was fair because we assessed the entire song together collectively as a community.
Right.
And then Mystery by J Boog, which I really loved this week, you gave me a 3.9. So that was very fair.
Thank you. I don't know why I can't talk right now. I think I just out-talked myself today.
Ian saying, thank God this is not live radio.
Yeah, thank God this isn't live and everybody can tune in and hear.
We'd be getting all the calls in the station. Get them off.
Please cancel that show immediately.
Hey, it's our enduringness.
Right. My cam just got like 500 texts. Get that show.
Know what's happening on that show, but
yeah, you may want to rethink airing that every Monday.
What's the mystery of the disappearance between the Song Swap Showdown on Radio Garden State?
Just gone. Just gone.
Chris couldn't math that week, and next thing we know,
next thing we know, the show's pulled the plug on the show.
All right, so listen, everyone.
All right.
Chris is not going to be here next week.
I'm not here next week.
He's going to be out of town. So this is what Amanda's going to try and do an entire episode. I'm going to find a body to be with me. I don't know the body yet, so I can't give a name. And it may depend on what the wheel of show themes say who I end up anchoring to. You just karate chop.
I just karate chop my mic like Elvis on a cheat. I cheated chopped the mic.
This is fantastic. So we're going to spin the wheel for next week's theme, but Chris will not be here. So I might start calling on people depending on the theme. Because I'm not going to do it alone, but I will.
You've been warned. You have been warned.
Everyone's going to not be picking up their phones.
Yeah.
So let's do the wheel of show themes and let's see what that wheel says.
All right.
Here's that fancy wheel that we talk about every single week.
All right, here we go. Spinning a wheel of show themes for next week's episode without me.
I like that the wheel is called Normal Show Wheel because we have other shows.
We do.
Ooh, what do we got? Oh, this is something that we've already covered. But we like to keep this on the wheel because there's so many cover songs.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really nice, and this is a great show theme to do with somebody who isn't necessarily a deep dive music fan. You know what I mean? This is a really easy theme for someone to join me. So everyone started expecting a phone call.
Could this be a multiple participant song swap show?
Oh my god! Oh, that could I handle that?
Could you handle a panel?
We're going into Monday knowing that this could be a hot mess, and that's okay. That's okay. It'll just be, this is what happens when Chris is away.
Right.
But more importantly, the show went on, and if it gets cut short, I do one episode by myself and I think I'm capable. So we'll see. Fingers crossed.
We'll see what happens.
It's something will happen on Monday.
Yeah, something may happen on Monday.
Something's gonna go on.
Absolutely.
We'll have to wait until Monday to see how good it is.
Have to wait until Monday to see how it goes. But so yeah, I will not be here on Monday. I will be possibly tuning in and watching the show wherever I'm at. I'm taking the week off. I'm going on a little.
I'm so happy for you.
I'm plugging to a point and decompressing.
And it's so important for every single person to do that.
Yes.
Every single person needs to do that occasionally. And I'm thrilled that you and Rachel are
Yes.
doing that. And you're going on a little adventure. And
Going on a little adventure.
the show will go on. So just don't even think about us on Monday.
Nope. Don't even think about us. Yeah. Dave is saying, yeah, see y'all next week. That's right.
It's going to be something.
So yes, we will be back next week with an all new episode of the show. Amanda will be the main host, maybe conducting having a guest or several guests, who knows, but next week's theme is going to be cover songs. So 3 songs or more will be swapped.
I don't know.
I don't know
what's going to happen.
Amanda may change all the rules next week. Who knows?
When Chris is away, Amanda plays.
That's right. Absolutely correct on that assessment. So, Amanda, any final words for our beautiful community and listening audience today?
This was a great show. As always, I enjoy starting the week with each and every single one of you. It makes such a difference. Thank you for being here.
All right, everybody. We will see you next week on another brand new episode of Chris and Amanda's Song Swap Showdown.